Assalamu alaikum everybody, I'm Sam, your Arabic teacher from ArabicwithSam.com. Just a really quick video. A question came in from one of my students recently in a lesson that I was doing, and I think it's actually a misconception that's come from something which is bounded about quite often among Arabic teachers. And I remember when I first heard this phrase or this little tip or whatever you want to call it, it confused me quite a lot as well. So Arabic teachers quite often say that nouns and adjectives are completely interchangeable in Arabic. Okay, so like nouns and adjectives. Just a little breakdown for those of you who aren't language type people or maybe you don't know what those are. Nouns, just as a quick definition, is pretty much anything you can put the in front of, including other things like names and stuff like that. So examples of things you put the before: the car, the table, the house, the man, as well as names like, you know, your name and my name's Sam, and names of companies and stuff like that, as well as names of countries and stuff like that are also nouns. Adjectives are generally things that describe nouns. So for example, if we took the noun man, an adjective could be tall. Yeah, it could be the tall man, or could be the short man, or the or whatever else, however else you choose to describe the noun. So that's what nouns and adjectives are. But something to be aware of is that one of the meanings of this, and one of the reasons why Arabic teachers might say this, is because they come in the same type of speech category. So like in English, we have lots of different types of speech, I think maybe 7 or 8, where we have verbs, adjectives, nouns, pronouns, adverbs, prepositions, articles, stuff like this. But in Arabic, they're just 3. They're just what we call verbs, which is a fi'l, and then there's nouns, but also included in this category, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, and that's called an ism. So they all come in that category. They're all used in that category of the types of words. And within that category, adjectives are what we call a sifa. Sifa and a noun is an ism. But they're all kind of in that category, and what all that category really means is that they can be given cases, they can be definite and indefinite and things like that in the Arabic language. So where does this actually come from? And actually sometimes I think Arabic teachers really overcomplicate this, like most things in the Arabic language. And most of the complicated things that they do in Arabic, I actually think that we do in English too, if we were to pay enough attention to our own language. So most of the time when it could be true to say that nouns and adjectives are interchangeable in the Arabic language, it's actually the same in English. So if I were to give you the word poor, I want you to think, is poor an adjective or is it a noun? We can say the poor, can't we, if we're talking about the poor people, or we can say the poor man. So that can be a noun, or it can be an adjective. And likewise in the Arabic language, if we say faqir, meaning poor, or more commonly al-fuqara, if you want to say the poor people, you can say al-fuqara, the poor. But you could also use it as an adjective. You could say al-rijalu al-fuqara'u, al-rijalu al-fuqara'u, the poor men as well. So that same word, fuqara, poor, or the plural of the word poor, can be used as a noun or an adjective. Or if we took the example, a really common example is the word ghaniyun. If someone is ghaniyun, it means that they're rich, but the plural, likewise, is, if you talk about the rich people, you can say al-aghniya'u. Yeah, if we were just talking an al-aghniya, we'd be talking about the rich people. But ghani, rich, is normally associated with being an adjective. Being an adjective. But that's the same as in English. Like, we can talk about the rich. We can have a conversation and we're talking about the rich as if they're a noun. But then we can say the rich men. You can say al-rijalul aghniya'u. So it's actually no different to in English. We so often, so many Arabic teachers that I know massively overcomplicate stuff to do everything from plurals and counted nouns, and we use numbers and, you know, different forms of the letter beginning, middle and end. Like, these are all things that when we pay attention to our own language, actually we do them in English too. And I'd quite like to put together a little series on my channel just called We Do It Too, and just to break down the complicated stuff that people, or things that people perceive as being complicated in the Arabic language, but just giving examples from English and actually how we do it too. So we shouldn't really overcomplicate it, and we shouldn't see it as that alien to us. If you enjoyed this little Arabic bite, and I really hope you did, don't forget to like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on SoundCloud, then don't forget to follow my podcast as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.